You're back with The Nation. Our next guest is Green Party Energy spokesperson Gareth Hughes. Hello, Mr Hughes. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
So let's talk about this new power policy and what you're going to be doing with the electricity market. Whose policy was this? Who thought of it first, this joint plan, if you like?
Well, we've been working on it independently. We started talking to Labor after their press release on Sunday, realised we had very similar proposals, so we decided to work together on launching them together. I think it shows the solutions we're both proposing common sense, they're smart, they're going to be effective. We both independently reached them.
When did you start working on it?
Well, I've been thinking about how do we make a fairer, more affordable electricity system for some while. We have been working on this mostly this year. This is part of a package. Late last year we launched a plan for a second internet cable for New Zealand. Earlier this year we released a positive plan for housing to make that more affordable for New Zealanders. And here's our third plan, which is trying to make electricity greener and cheaper for Kiwis.
OK, the Greens say the policies are neatly aligned. You want a dividend though. Labor, to be honest, doesn't seem to know whether it does or doesn't want a dividend at the moment. Can you work in cahoots with them easily on this?
Oh, we can work with Labor on this. We've got a good, positive, constructive relationship. The conclusions we've both reached independently are broadly similar. We wouldn't jump to a regulation-first approach. We prefer a Farm Act-style approach. The bulk purchasing and long-term negotiating contract strategy works for like the Tiwai smelter, so we think that is going to help drive down prices. Obviously, this is a discussion document. We're looking for feedback from New Zealanders, experts, energy companies, so we'll keep talking to Labor, but broadly we both agree electricity prices are too high. They've risen $300 a household under national for Kiwi families. We want to reduce it. OK,
let's talk about the basic economics from this, because if you lower power prices, it's a given, you will increase consumption. So how does that help the environment? Well,
power prices, just as a basic, are too high. Over the last 20 years, they've risen 70%, yet in other developed nations, they've dropped 6%. You know, Stephen Joyce has jumped the shark talking about North Korea and South Korea, where they have a sole buyer like we're proposing. They've dropped 38%. So our progressive pricing plan, which is slightly different to Labor's, that would see those families who should be using power, who aren't, who are shivering through the winter, the elderly couples use power. I don't understand how it helps the environment though, Mr Hughes. How does it help the environment if you increase consumption? Well, the progressive pricing plan would help those families with insulated homes, with efficient devices, to save a lot of money on their electricity by using less, that first cheap block of electricity. Our vision of New Zealand Power is an agency in between the generators and the retailers that are going to tender for clean electricity, then are going to focus on negawatts, which are reducing consumption, as well as megawatts, having clean supply, focusing on energy efficiency. So this really is a practical, positive plan for cheaper, greener power. Would you rule out thermal produced power being part of this? Our policy isn't to support thermal power. Labor has a members' bill currently in front of Parliament which would stop most thermal generation. So we're broadly aligned with Labor. We don't think we need any new thermal generation. We've got a wealth of clean energy options in this country. Your timing is at best coincidental. At worst, it's pretty cynical, it has to be said. You're toying with Mighty River Power here. It's an asset that's valued at around $1.5 billion. It is coincidental. We've independently reached the same conclusions. Is it coincidental, not designed to derail the asset sales? Come on, let's be serious here, that it comes out this week when Mighty River goes on sale. Well, we are sending a message that the electricity prices have been too high under the current system, and if we do privatise, we're going to see the super profits, which the Commerce Commission's Wallet report said was $4.3 billion over 6 years. That's $700 million a year in excessive super profits. If they're privatised, those super profits are just going to go to shareholders and overseas. Do you want people to invest in Mighty River Power? We don't think the government should sell Mighty River Power. Do you want people to buy shares in it though? We don't have an opinion on that at this point. We don't think the government should sell it. That's our bottom line. There's a referendum, which we're proud to have achieved. We think the government should wait for the referendum. And is this what you're trying to do in the meantime, to derail the asset sales? No, the intent isn't to derail the asset sales. The intent isn't to reduce Contact share price. The intent is to drive down excessive prices for Kiwis we're offering New Zealanders a real choice. Under national, you're going to get more excuses, higher electricity prices, the assets sold and going offshore. Under the Greens, you're going to see cheaper, greener power and lower electricity bills of around $300 a household a year. We think we're giving Kiwis a real choice.
All right, thank you very much, Gareth Hughes, the Greens Energy spokesperson. Appreciate your time.
Cheers.